Sasha, and you're watching Terra Mater, Pick a Card that I posted yesterday on my Instagram. If you're not following, go ahead and check that out. It is sasha.pez, S-A-S-H-A dot P-E-Z on Instagram. You can book readings with me or just follow me for some fun information. Um, so I will be editing in the photograph that I used for the pick a card. I want to say that today I'm doing a love reading. And it's so funny because I don't really feel very drawn to love readings at all, but we are actually in Venus retrograde, right? Which is going to cause us to reflect on love patterns in our lives. And it's also Beltane, which is a season or a time or a day to celebrate love and companionship and fertility and also like the growth of all the things that we've planted, right, come the beginning of the spring. So I didn't think about these things when I went to do this love spread, pick a card. I'm doing a 9 card spread for all of you for each pile. And I was actually thinking of doing some Lenormand if we need further clarity. Lenormand will be a little bit more concise and less internal sphere, more external sphere with a concise message about how to progress or move forward. So, with all of that being said, I will edit in the photograph. Please take a couple deep breaths before you select. I really want you to dig in and, use your intuition when you're selecting your pile. If it doesn't resonate, that's okay. Not every reading is going to resonate with you, and that's maybe just not the reading for you. I will move forward. Actually, also another thing to note, I'm starting with pile 3 today. I don't know why. I just want to start with this reading. I did not see the cards beforehand, so there's no actual like particular reason why I should start with this spread. It is the Ostara deck. So if you picked this deck, this would be pile 3. I will definitely timestamp everything. And I'll write in the notes the decks that I'm using for each pile so that you guys, if you're familiar with the deck, you can hold it, pick it up if you're interested in the deck as well. And I will also be editing in a photograph of your spread because sometimes it's really nice to see how the cards are working together. And unfortunately, I don't have a camera set up that allows for me to just be focused on the cards while I talk to you, even though I would really like that so that you can really see how these cards are working together. But in what I will do now as I improvise while I work on how to film things a little bit better for you guys, I will actually just post a photograph of the spread. That way you can pause it and take a really good look at it, okay? So the card that is your signifier pile 3 Ostara deck, Ostara tarot deck, is the Queen of Wands. The queen is very emotional, but she has a lot of strength in her emotionality. Her ability to be intuitive and see into things is a power of hers. And the Queen of Wands is the perfect representation of that power because it is like somebody who's able to use that emotionality and that intuition to have the intention that to set an intention that she wants to bring forth, right? To have a creative strength about her, to be able to put a lot of passion and power into the things that she wants to manifest, okay? And she wants to manifest things in the emotional realm. So this is somebody who really wants to aspire for a relationship, possibly see their relationship grow in some ways. This is really somebody who feels confident about how they're feeling and is driven by this confidence in their feelings, right? There's no doubting in how you feel. Right next to you is the Hierophant. And so the Hierophant, and in relation to where you stand, the Hierophant is really about tradition and structure. You really are looking for a traditional relationship, is what I gather. You're really maybe looking for somebody to step up and kind of say, I want to be with you. I want to be your girlfriend. We should be married. I want to be your boyfriend. Let's make this formal. Let's let it be known. This is somebody who is really aspiring for a sense of tradition that they can bring to the real world. Um in regards to how they're actually feeling. Okay. In that same line and in reverse, we have the Two of Pentacles. And the Two of Pentacles, this is an interesting card because the Pentacles are in this like they're in this kind of like vase or something. I don't know how to explain it. But this is about coming together again to put something into the material world, like having a material aspiration. So you really want to see your love actualized. You really want your love to grow in a very traditional way, and you want it to be expressed outwardly so that it can be known. So what I'm getting here is maybe that's actually not a reality for you. I am feeling like maybe it's actually a time for you to kind of be isolated right now, or or take heed to the wisdom that people are telling you, gather the information that people are telling you, and um and don't take it lightly. I feel like you're not listening to what other people are telling you about your situation because they're seeing something that you can't believe for yourself. And when you're asking for advice, they're able to give you advice that you're not able to actually take because you're in denial because your feelings are so strong for this person. But there are so subconsciously you are driven by the desire again to grow. I wish this showed up better. The picture is going to be really valuable for you. This is the 10 of cups, right? And so you're really wanting to grow in the emotional world, and you really want this sense of coming together, of family, of tradition, of like this force of love combining. And so I really see somebody who just does not feel met in the space that they want, and they're wanting their partner to really step up and be like, I love you, I want to be with you, I want to grow with you in these ways, but I just feel like your partner is not on the same page. You are hopeful, and that has driven to you to the space that you are in now, and that's why you're like, I remember that he was stepping up or she was stepping up, and they were offering a little bit more, and they gave me this sense of hope, and this is why I was thinking that we can grow into this beautiful family together, that we can grow into this beautiful like dynamic together. But you're actually not facing the reality that it's over. Like the love that you're assuming is there, this is the Death card, which death means the ending of something, right? And the potential for rebirth. But you're actually in denial of that. You're not acknowledging what's actually going on, is that this person is maybe emotionally checked out from the situation, and you are trying to read into it something that is not actually there. And so, not saying that the relationship is actually over, but you are kind of grasping at straws to make something work that's not actually working for you. And you have to really be honest about that. Maybe it's to say that the traditional relationship is not going to work for you, and that maybe it's time to reimagine what a relationship could look like for you. But actually, I get that this partner is not meeting you where you want to be met. And you have to make the decision of whether you want to compromise on all of the things that you want. Like if you're wanting to get married and this person does not believe in marriage, if you're wanting to have children and this person does not want to grow in that way and have children, they're not ready for that, or they maybe don't want that at all. You have to really ask yourself, where am I willing to sacrifice these things that I want, because that tradition is something that you really aspire for. Okay. The Queen of Cups I have here. This was hard to read for me. This Ostara deck is actually it's really great for intuitive, but it's hard to identify what suit the cards are sometimes. But the Queen of Cups is double cup. This is extremely emotional. This person is swimming in the water. There are, I don't know if those are seals or otters with her, and she's got the seaweed coming up with her, and she's reaching for the light. She's coming to the light, and she's all white, you see. So this is somebody who has strong intuition, strong nurturing sense, a lot of compassion. This is somebody who is very feminine, very in tune femininely, or in tune with their femininity. And they want to be treated gently, and they want to be able to be extremely loving and nurturing in their compassion, but I feel like you're being pushed away from that, and it's getting hard for you to balance. It's getting hard for you to balance what you need and what your partner needs. You guys are not in sync with what each other needs, and it's difficult. It's coming to a point where it is quite difficult for you to manage all of that. You're trying to balance two separate desires and they're not lining up. And it's really hard to kind of admit that sometimes. Um, then we actually have reality right now, which is the hermit. The hermit is asking you to take the wisdom of other people, like take the wisdom of the people who have good advice for you. But not just that, it's also telling you it's a time to really reflect. You really need to take some alone time, maybe take some space from your partnership right now, and really think about what's going on and be honest with yourself about whether this is serving you emotionally or not. Because I'm getting the feeling that there is this strong sense of hope, but there's also diminishing hope because this may not be serving you in the way that you want, or it may not be growing in the way that you want. And it's difficult to admit, but every single thing has its season. And this may be the season where it's over and you might be in denial of that. Let's see what else we have here. Two of Wands. So that's the coming together, like wanting this creative, um, joyful, passionate communion to happen. And it is in the position of aspirations and the future, but it's looking at the hermit, and the hermit is turned away from this card. And so this card is facing the direction of somebody who needs, in reality, the isolation, but their aspiration is so different from what it is that they need. Like what you want and what you need are very different things right now. And then we have the death card, right? That is facing. So this is the funny thing. Your 10 of cups, which is really this like powerful coming together and union, and it's positioned in your subconscious drive for reality. It's like feeling like you can connect at certain times deeply to this person. It's sandwiched in between hope and denial that things are not happening for you. So it's almost like the star is coming towards the woman of this card, of the 10 of cups, and the death card has its hands going towards the man of this card. And so it's almost like the death card is pulling this man away and the hope card is pushing this hope towards you. And when I take a picture, I really want you to see how for the star, the hands are going towards the woman, and for the death card, the hands are going towards the man. And so there might be a split between you two where you feel like there's hope, but he does not feel emotionally connected in the same way. And so I know that may be a hard message, because if you selected this pile, it might be something that you've been feeling and been wanting confirmation on. Like you've been wondering if it's something that you're doing. Are you bugging? Could you be doing something differently? Are you doing something wrong? I don't think that you're doing anything wrong at all. I really just think it's like at the point where you have to accept that the things that you both want might be a little bit different. And you feel like you're growing in a way and you're maturing in a way that this person may not be emotionally maturing. And so you want this coming together, and this person may or may not be able to come together in this way, but they emotionally are not available at the same time that you are. And so they have a little bit of emotional growing up to do. Um, I will do a Lenormand for you, and that might be nice. And what I'm going to ask the Lenormand is your partner emotionally available? I'm not going to ask if this relationship's over. I'm not going to ask if you should move forward, because those are only things that you can answer. And those are only things that you should be able to use your intuition to answer, okay? And your intuition has been guiding you. If you're listening to it, you know already what's going on. And none of what I'm saying is a surprise to you, maybe more of some kind of confirmation of what you may have been already feeling. So I don't think it's appropriate to ask if your relationship is over, but I do think asking if your partner is emotionally present might be valuable to you, right? Forget if they're emotionally present, they're not emotionally present right now, but are they emotionally available, and are they wanting to be emotionally available for the relationship? So, does your partner want to become emotionally available for the relationship? And I'll tell you what I see, and I will photograph this as well for you. That way you can maybe have a little bit more clarity. But I really want you to take some time to reflect on this, because I think that this is a really important message for you. I get conflict, right? Like you're not sure if you should stay or if you should go. And only you can answer that. But what I think you need to be able to answer whenever you are answering that is, what are you willing to compromise on in terms of your values? because I think you have a lot of traditional values that this person does not have. And at first it wasn't a problem because you would never see, you don't get into the relationship thinking I'm going to marry this person. But now that that's something that you aspire for, marriage, children's traditional relationships, and that's not something that they aspire for, you guys are kind of bumping heads a little bit on how the relationship should grow. So does my partner want to be emotionally available for the relationship? I see movement. Okay, so we have privacy and home life, domestic life, uncertainty, anxiety, ending. Okay, a couple more. Yeah, wow, these are so interesting. I'm going to take a picture of these as well for you. They are very interesting. Okay, so in terms of things, okay, in terms of how things are going in the relationship and if this person wants to be emotionally available for you, there is a lot of quick movement surrounding how they feel. So we have the rider, we have heart, we have coffin, birds, fish, ring, house, tower, and clouds. And I will photograph all of that for you so you can see how all of that is interplaying with one another, right? And so fish is about flow, it's about abundance, it's about good things happening. But we see fish surround, like on top of fish is clouds and underneath fish is coffin, and so that means a lot of clarity and like actually this inability to flow through. You're feeling really, this person is feeling really uncertain about how they're feeling, and things, they might be feeling like things are naturally flowing towards an ending, especially in regards to matters of the heart. They're having a lot of anxiety about how they feel about ending something, so they are not very clear at all, and you might be sensing their lack of certainty because you feel so clear about the direction you want to go, but they're not feeling very clear at all. They're actually having a lot of anxiety about how they feel. They don't know if they want to end things or progress with things, but they are feeling like they need to move quickly. We have the ring here, which signifies commitment, commitment moving quickly, and it's flowing somewhere, right? And so we have in this line, home, the top line, home, tower, and clouds. And so this is kind of like private feelings, right? Private, like this private, strong feeling that is uncertain. They don't really want to voice out that they don't know how they feel right now because they're worried about how that's going to make you feel. Um, and then we have like this anxious thinking, maybe gossip going on back and forth. Maybe they're talking to somebody, like their friends or something, trying to gauge how they should feel about the situation. And so we have house, ring, and birds in the same line, which is just like private matters or home life and contracts within the home life. Anxiety about making contracts within the home life. That's what I can pick up on that one. And then heart matters moving quickly to a higher position that they are not sure that they want. Yeah. So your partner's not clear if they want to make this next emotional step or not, or if they want to grow emotionally or not. They are not certain about how they feel about the matter. And I know that does not give you clarity, but you might have been picking up on their lack of certainty and they may not have been vocalizing it, but you might have been feeling a little bit of emotional distance. And that's probably because they are maybe emotionally distancing themselves because they can feel that things are growing in a way that they may not be ready for. Um, and so you maybe want to slow down, or you maybe want to sit at the drawing board and ask yourself if you want to remain available for somebody who's not ready to take the next step with you. I hope that that helped clear things up for you. I don't know if it did. That was a little bit of a rough reading, actually, and sometimes they are that way. And if that resonates with you, I would say to really take some time to yourself to really think about how you feel, and don't necessarily gauge, like don't think that you are not picking up on something. You absolutely are picking up on something. Your intuition is on point about something, and you maybe need to take a step back to ask yourself what is valuable to you in a relationship, and do your values and your partner's values line up. That was your pile. You are pile 3. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope that this gives you some type of clarity for yourself, and that with this information you can take that time to decide what your next steps are going to be. If this resonated with you, please feel free to share, like, or subscribe to my channel. I do a couple videos a week. Um, yeah, and I'm wishing you all the best. Thank you so much. You take care. If you chose pile 2, then this part of the reading is for you. And you chose the Light Seers deck. That looks like this. Oh boy, there's like no, hold on. Like, how do we see that? It's so dark. Hold on. I don't know if you can see that. I hope you can. That's so dark. Anyway, you chose the Light Seers deck. This is your love reading for today. Thank you for tuning in. I am so grateful for you being here. We have an interesting message for you. So, I am going to be taking a photograph of your spread so that you can see your spread. It's nice to see how the cards are interacting with one another. It's a very interesting spread that you have here, and I may or may not do a Lenormand after. We will find out. Take a photograph of your spread. So, sorry, my light is so bright. The time of day has shifted. I've been making this video for a little bit time. I don't know how to do this. All right. I promise you guys I'm getting a ring light. I promise you guys I'm getting my stuff prepared for better videos. But we're making do, and I feel like what's important is getting the message out there. Of course, it's going to be nice to have a better quality of video, but what's more important is if the message resonates or not. So if this message resonates with you, I hope it does. Don't forget to like, subscribe, or share. Let's get to the reading, okay? We have the Knight of Pentacles in reverse. Now, the Knight of Pentacles is he's somebody who's thinking about his next move. This is somebody who may be selfish because this is a reverse card and this is your signifier position. So this is somebody who is very much so only thinking about themselves in the relationship, right? This may be you. This may be you thinking about what you can gain from this relationship in terms of material. Like, what does this relationship actually have to offer you? And what's interesting is the following card, the card right next to it, is the Six of Pentacles in reverse as well, which is selfish. Somebody who is either over giving or overtaking from the resources, right? So you might be somebody who might be running the well dry, or you might be giving too much also, to the point where it makes you feel like walking away or uncomfortable or feeling like there's an uneven dynamic between you two. I also see a lot of desire for self-mastery. The funny thing is, in the reality position, it's all pentacles, which is the ability to really manifest physical resources, right? And so you guys may actually have the ability to manifest a lot of physical resources, or you might be with this person because of what they can provide for you, a sense of stability, a sense of financial security, but you're at the point in your life where you're attempting to manifest for yourself, and you want that for yourself. Like, your driving force is physical security. So you might be in this for the wrong reasons, to be honest. Or you may not be open to hearing that, or you may not have admitted that to yourself. It's either you're in this for the wrong reasons, or your partner is in this for the wrong reasons. Because I get that, given the Eight of Pentacles, you're a hardworking person that's working on mastering a particular skill that's going to give you comfort, safety, and security. So I get the idea that this person, even if it's not physical resources like money and trips and all of that, they really provide a sense of security for you. And that sense of security is your leading connection within this relationship. So another prominent suit within your pile is Wands, which is like creation, really wanting to create something, really wanting to put something into the world because you're passionate about it. So it may be so that you have been brought to this relationship because it subconsciously offered a feeling of security for you that you did not have in the past. And it could be resourceful security, financial security, having maybe a place to stay that feels safe, maybe having somebody that cares about you in that way, that's always looking out for you in that way. But you do have the Lovers in the past super conscious position, right? I really want these cards to just like show up. Like, forgive me while I try to move this so you can see how beautiful this card is. I don't know if that's going to show up for you. Anyway, bringing it back. So we've got the lovers here, which is another six. So far you have six of pentacles in reverse. You have six of wands. You have six of major arcana. You have a lot of wands. You have a lot of pentacles, and then just like a sword and a cup. So there's actually a lot of passion and desire and focus on what you can create in the material world. You see this partnership as something that can help you to create a lot of stability and a good financial and home life for you. You do have the lovers in the past super conscious position, which is definitely a card that speaks to your passion for one another. It also speaks to harmony. It also speaks to ethics and morality. Are you operating from a morally upright position? You may or may not be, and it may be very subconscious. What your driving motivator in this relationship may be is maybe a little bit subconscious, that they give you a safe space, and you may not honestly even realize that. Okay, we have I do, though, in seeing this spread, I do get a sense of peace. And even though there may be this like overtaking, I just feel like, yeah, that maybe your have been your original driving force is like a subconscious sense of secure physical security with this person. There is genuine shared love with this person, I will say that. It's not like you are using this person. I don't get that. I do get, though, that you're afraid to leave the situation. What is your intention in staying? This card really speaks about hidden motives or hidden intentions, and so does this card when it's in reverse, hidden motives or hidden intentions. It's funny because a lot of these cards are saying the same thing. Is there a hidden motive or hidden intention? Are you being really honest about how you feel about the situation, or are you being methodical in planning out the relationship because you want this feeling of security? Okay, there is some genuine love there, but what is that love actually founded on? There was a connection there, but it may be waning for you. But then we have Four of Wands. Four is a number of foundation, a number of stability, and like this is creating again, being able to create stability, being able to create a foundation for yourself. You really aspire, like there is such a driving desire to have stability, and this person has really created that for you. And I think that you're afraid that if you leave the situation, you will not have stability on your own, which is why you're attempting to manifest this sense of stability for yourself. I get that you maybe have come from some hardship and that this was the first time that you felt secure, financially, physically, as far as resources, homes, like actual safety. It's the first time you've probably felt that level of security in a long time, but that does not necessarily mean that it is the right relationship for you. It doesn't mean it's the wrong one either, but this spread is really questioning your motives here. Um, the fact that the lovers and the Four of Wands is together, it's kind of like these lovers want to be able to bring together a sense of stability and security. But there's one person here. The Six of Wands is again, six being harmony, being able to work together and harmonize or see the beauty in a situation, and wands being again passion and creation. And so you're wanting to really bring a beautiful situation, you want a beautiful home life, you want a beautiful dynamic, and a lot of where you're operating from might be superficial, and it may not necessarily be deep emotionality, but it may be somebody who really wants to really see who really sees the benefit of a relationship, in terms of how what they can physically gain from the relationship. Okay, your intention is really being questioned in this spread. Okay. And then we have the King of Cups, Fire of Water. He is really a strong character. He is deeply meditative. He is very clear about his feelings. This might be your partner. And this, there's a couple of cards that can symbolize like maybe the male in the relationship. Maybe the male in the relationship is not really being clear about about where his intentions are, actually, is what I might be picking up right now. And maybe it's not your intentions. Because also, I have a male over here towards the end of the spread where this guy has a lot of fire and a lot of emotion, and he can lead a situation. He can, like, emotionally guide a situation. And I'm picking up potential manipulation right now. Like, he can emotionally manipulate a situation so that he gets what he wants out of it. And he may not be giving much to the situation, but he may be taking a lot from the situation, where you are really working hard on mastering yourself. I get a lot of desire for self mastery. Seven of Wands being, again, creation and passion and power, but also being really tapped into being divinely guided through creating, right? Like, you feel like what you're putting out, whatever it is that you're physically manifesting right now, is coming from something higher or more powerful than you. You're really tapping into, like, this very self-empowered space. But there might be somebody taking your resources. There might be somebody who's kind of hitching a ride on what it is that you have to offer in this situation. So at first I was questioning your intentions, but looking at the spread as a whole, I see the men having weird intentions here, and the woman really feeling self empowered and stepping into this space of wanting to have or step into self mastery. And so, does your partner have the right intentions? What are they doing in the relationship? I did not expect this to go this way. There's definitely love that has brought you there before, but you're very much so working very hard right now. Are they hitching a free ride? Are they contributing equally to the financial dynamic of your partnership? Um, Even if it's like you guys don't live together, but you go out all the time, are you going on, are you the one who's spending the bulk of the money? Is he just trying to benefit off of your resources? Are you trying to benefit off of his? I really want you guys to focus, or you to focus right now on, or, I really want you to focus right now on what your intention is. This is about resources. This is about intentionality. This is also about secrets and like trying to run away with the resources, or hiding things. Like, this is also the mental atmosphere, but it could potentially symbolize dishonesty. And so can this card. So things are not what they seem right now, and you're not getting out of it what you're putting into it. And I think that really needs to be questioned. Why are you not getting out what you put in? Are you putting in what you're thinking that you're putting in? I think that you are. You seem, there's a very, like, honest feeling over here about who you are. There's a very honest feeling to grow. But it's funny because this spread is not very emotional. This spread is very practical. This spread is very, like, I just see there's a lot of feeling about safety and security. Maybe that has driven you to the relationship, and now you're in a space that you don't realize that you're actually safe and secure, and you can provide for yourself. You have empowered yourself to come to this position in your life, and this person might be a little bit powerful in their ability to make you feel like that's not actually the case, when it is the case. You do not need this person anymore. You're fully capable of managing on your own, but this person wants to convince you because they may have this really deep feeling about you, that maybe even if you feel deeply, like, you deeply love them as well, you may be not so sure about what their intention is, or how you may not like the way that they are, like, treating you in terms of how they view you. They used to view you potentially as somebody who really needed them, but you don't need them anymore, and that might make them feel very insecure. All right, I'm doing a Lenormand for you as well. And my question is your partner trying to be manipulative? um is your partner trying to manipulate you and your sense of empowerment, right? Like, are they trying to make you feel like you are not worthy, or if you, like, lack empowerment because of your partner? Like, are they trying to be manipulative towards you? I'm asking that question because I'm picking up a little bit of dishonesty and a little bit of overgiving and overtaking in the relationship, and I don't know who is overgiving and who is overtaking. um At first, I thought it was you, the querent, the person reading, because the card that we got. But I think that that person is really driving your life right now. Like, they're the driving force in your life that is really guiding you or directing you. We see the woman here who has access to abundance. We see obstacles. You're a lucky person. You are a lucky person. Okay. There's conflict. I hate that, right? You have a lot. This Lenormand spread is very interesting. I do see you in this spread, and in your line, I have two things coming up for you, right? Like I have that you're a lucky person who is able to manifest abundance. So you do not need your partner for financial security. They did provide safety and security at some point in your life, but that may not be the case anymore. And also, you have to make a swift decision on how you're going to end things if you are going to be ending things. You have to be quick about information because there is a weird ending here. And then with the coffin, I see whip and mountain. So there's a lot of conflicts going on, and there are definitely obstacles in your way. There's disagreement in your way that's kind of pushing you towards desiring to end things, but you do not feel necessarily you almost feel like your ability to manifest or your ability to create abundance, there's a burden in the way. Like you don't know that if that's a cross that you can bear. Like you don't know if you're fully capable of actually becoming financially secure or financially independent or holding yourself down. But you are actually. There's nothing in your way that's stopping you if that's what you're not so sure about right now. We also have hope. So the hope the stars card brings hope to whatever the situation is, and so you're being reminded right now because it is right underneath the fish. So surrounding fish, which is abundance and flow and wealth and like money coming to you, surrounding fish is stars, so being hopeful, and clover, which is luck. And yes, it may be a little bit difficult and burdensome to be the hardworking person that's able to so like supply for yourself, like fend for yourself, but you're fully capable of it, and you're being asked to step into that because there's something weird going on in your partnership, that there is a lack of honesty about the intention about why that partnership exists. And either you have to be honest with yourself or your partner is not being honest with you, right? And this is not making that clear. That's something that you're going to have to really tap into your intuition about. But I also think that you have to tap into your intuition about whether this is working for you or not. Are you being suppressed in this relationship, or you're being uplifted in this relationship? Because I feel like your sense of empowerment is being suppressed in this relationship, and you need to be reminded right now that you're fully empowered and fully capable of providing that sense of security that you felt like you were lacking in your life, which has led you to this relationship. Okay. What else do we have here that I can pick up from this? The conflicts, like there, you have a lot of luck going on, but the conflict tends to be a burden that wants to get in the way of luck, or whatever lucky situation, whatever like a bout of luck might come to you. There might be a conflict, and it might become burdensome to your partner. Like maybe it's a position at work that might complicate your relationship. Maybe it's a big move because of work that might complicate your relationship, and so now it's complicating your partnership, and you don't know if you're capable of making this move without them, but you fully are capable. Hmm. And then we have the scythe facing crosses, which is the scythe is cutting away. The scythe is going to cut away at your burdens and provide hope. That is a really nice message there too. Whatever the burden is, whatever is your complication or your struggle now, and I feel for you, it is almost like you're feeling like you're being pulled back from what it is that you aspire for because of your relationship. That is going to be cut away, and there's going to be a lot of hope in that situation for you. Okay, I will take a photograph of this as well. I think this is a really valuable spread to look at. And I hope this was helpful for you. So, for you, I really feel like you might be being suppressed or held back, or your resources might be diminishing because of your partner, or you might be missing out on an opportunity because of your partner, and you really don't have to. They should be supporting you, but it might make them feel a little bit insecure if it's like you're going to make more money, you're going to have more resources. Your relationship reading is surprisingly all about the feeling of safety and security, and if that's something you can provide for yourself, or if that's something your partnership gives to you, because whatever is happening right now is not necessarily balanced. There are some hidden motives going on. Um, there's a weird intention going on in that dynamic, and I wish that it was healthy, because there is a way for things to be healthy, for you to be successful in life, and for you to have a healthy partner that supports that. But mm, I don't know if you're hitching a free ride, and you're being checked on that, and you're being reminded that you're fully capable, or if your partner is wanting to diminish your success. But there's a weird dynamic with that, and it's you're fully capable of stepping into your own. So don't be afraid of that, and don't feel like you're going to be missing out if you did decide to do that. Okay. Thank you so much. I hope this resonated. I hope that you find some clarity. If it doesn't resonate, no worries. Not every reading is for you, okay? But thank you so much. If you liked this video, if you enjoyed the message that I had for you today, feel free to share, like, or subscribe. I will see you guys soon. Bye. Loves, if you selected pile one, then this is the reading for you. And pile one is my beloved Fountain Tarot that I just love so much. One of my all-time favorite decks. And today's message is really heavy, actually. If you selected this pile, first of all, I hope all the readings resonate. If it doesn't resonate, that's okay though. I understand that not every reading is going to be for every person. So please use your intuition when you are selecting your pile. This is a love reading for a timeless love reading. So if you did select pile one at whatever time it is, it doesn't have to be day of. And this resonates, and this is the message that you are meant to receive. But please be warned that this is a heavy reading. I almost feel heavy as I'm going into it. Okay, my dears, you are operating from a space of fear. You're afraid to be alone. So this is actually, the Fountain has included a separate card called the Fountain. It is a part of their major arcana, and it has the infinity symbol, but it is not actually a part of the major arcana in normal, like, Rider-Waite tarot, which it is a Rider-Waite based deck with an added card. I usually don't keep the added cards, but this one I really felt like just resonated so deeply. And it's funny, I never pull this card up, but I am pulling it up for you. So upright, it means connection with everything and feeling fully integrated. And when it is in reverse, this really is a card about isolation and even having a fear of being separated, right? You're operating right now from a space of fear of being separated, and you really want things to work out. I don't know if you can even see this card really. This is the Page of Wands. So Page is earth element and Wands is fire element. So it's really, you're really putting a lot of energy into trying to make things work out for you. But you're really being asked to trust in the ride, trust in where you're going. There's a lot of light, there's a lot of shadow. This is a card that asks you to, that tells you that you're being divinely guided somewhere. You're being taken somewhere, and you really need to have trust. It is going to be a long process. This card also symbolizes that whatever you're headed towards is not quick. It's not a quick result. You're headed towards a new beginning, perhaps, or you're headed towards. I really feel a lot of healing for you, because there's a lot, you're really operating from a space of disconnection and fear. And I do feel that there may even be some betrayal going on over here. And I say that because I see the Six of Wands in reverse, Wands being passion, six being harmony. When it's in reverse, this is no, you're not harmonizing, you're not able to see the good in something. But also, there may even be somebody who has been dishonest or disloyal. And there's a lack of joy. There's a lack of joy. So this is the Nine of Swords, and it could be contentment. This could be also having a sense of humility. But I also feel that your whole, that your fear of being, yeah, Nine of Swords, that your fear of being alone is greater than almost like your sense of almost like self-embarrassment for the situation. But what I'm really, I don't want you to be hard on yourself throughout your process right now. You're wanting some sort of clarity. um you're refusing to accept an ending. You're This is the Death card. So something is coming to an end, but you are, and it is not a graceful end. This card came up in pile number 3, um, in the Ostara deck, but it didn't feel very like in a very emotional reading. This feels like a very emotional reading. You have one, two, three, four major arcana. There's a huge transition going on for you. You are operating from a space of fear, and you need to have the inner strength to step out of that space of fear. I get a huge level of depression from you, anxiety, not wanting to move on, really wanting things to move on. I'm really wanting things to stay the same, even though you know that they're not healthy. You feel hurt and betrayed. There's almost a sense of disloyalty, and you don't want to stay, but you'd rather stay than be alone and be by yourself. That scares you more because you have a low idea of self-worth. um, Whatever you give up right now will serve you in the long run. This is the hanged man. You need to release. So this man is willing to sacrifice. He's willing to cut things out. He's willing to be bound. He's willing to sacrifice. He's willing to make the ultimate sacrifice, or make a sacrifice in order for him to gain the reward, right? So he's willing to take a couple of steps back in order to move forward. And so for you, it's almost like, if this signifies an ending, or if this signifies a depression that you're unable to get out of right now, or even you imagining having a fear. You're not imagining things, first of all. That's like I'm getting a shouting voice in my head that is telling me, do not say imagining things, because I don't want you to feel like you're bugging. I don't want you to feel like you're imagining things. I really want you to use your intuition right now, and not operate from a space of fear, of low self-worth, of rejection. You are not being rejected, you are being redirected, and you do not need to tolerate being treated less than, or having this person that is going to manipulate your feeling of low self-worth in order to be able to have their cake and eat it too. We have the Queen of Cups, and she's a powerful woman, and she's highly emotional, highly intuitive. Her ability to be vulnerable is her strength, and she's looking down as she stands in this water. She is absorbing all of the pain around her. And so in this situation, this card, and I will put a picture up of your reading. This card is looking at this card, right? She's looking down at him in reverse, and she's saying you need to have strength right now. So this card in reverse is not as bad as it being upright. Actually, this card in reverse is kind of saying that you maybe have a sense of uh like of sadness, but not being so intense. It could even indicate contentment, but I get that if you're happy, you're actually not happy. You're faking being happy because you would rather fake the funk than actually do the work, because it's very difficult to start fresh for you. You don't want that feeling. You feel you're a little bit emotionally codependent, is what I'm picking up. I'm sorry, that might be harsh, and I'm not trying to hurt your feelings at all. That is what this reading is saying. And if it resonates with you, then you need to really look into that. This is a time for you to do a lot of healing work on yourself. We have the King of Swords. The King is fire and Swords is air, and this is somebody who can really make the plan and really put a lot of power and strength into creating something, because they have the mental capacity to dream up a new world, Ace being a new beginning. But he's in reverse. This is not a new beginning for you. You're almost in denial about what it actually means, and how your situation is actually feeling for you. This may be an ending for you, or this may be almost like, I feel like this may be a lot. You've taken a lot, you've dealt with a lot, and I think you really need to step into a higher idea of self-worth for you. This feels very concise. This feels very to the point. Um, because you're being guided elsewhere. You're being guided home to yourself, and you're being guided to emotional safety. And this woman wants to nurture you. Like, your guides are really stepping in to tell you, and like to tap into your intuition, and know that you're not, the illusion of being separate is an illusion. You're not separate from anything. And I get that you don't feel that you have a lot of people that you can turn to, that you feel very isolated, and like your partner is really the only person that you can turn to. There are communities out there. There's definitely, therapy is a really great place to start, especially if you have an idea of low self-worth, because I really am being compelled to remind you of how, like, just how worthy you really are. You are so valuable, and you're not seeing your value right now because you are trapped in this really dark situation that is really, um manipulating or using your idea of low self-worth to have the emotional advantage over you. But you do not need to be in that situation. The chariot is coming to sweep you up and pull you away. And this is a card of like the long road ahead, but you're fully capable of getting through that long road ahead because you're not actually doing it on your own. Your guides and your spirits and your ancestors and everybody that you hold on tight to is guiding you. And it's weird because when I said ancestors, I really pick up that somebody has passed away that you are very close to, and you are feeling isolated, and you're wondering if they're coming to you, if there's any connection, and they are the ones that are trying to lift you out of this depression right now. This may be about loss. This may be about losing somebody close to you, and like losing somebody that you feel deeply connected with, that you're in denial of, that's putting you in a space where you just completely feel like you've been abandoned, but you've not been abandoned, okay? They are still looking out for you. And it is okay for you to get better and to heal yourself at this time in your life. So this could be also that your relationship is reflecting your pain right now, or that your life is reflecting your pain right now. Nothing may be working out well for you, but I keep hearing and feeling that somebody is coming in to tell you, somebody is coming in right now, and they are telling you that you're so loved and that you're so valuable. I don't want to see you this way. I really, it hurts me so much to see you this way. I would never really leave you. That's what I get. Like, I would never leave you. I don't know if they wrote you a letter. I get words on a paper. I get like a physical message that you've been left a message. Um, Again, if this resonates, if it doesn't, it's not going to be for everybody. This is again a general reading, right? But I have a very specific message coming through about somebody leaving a note for you, leaving a letter for you, writing maybe writing out some closure. Maybe it's for you to write out some closure. We can communicate. If you write something down, I can guide you. I can help you. I need you to use your pen and paper. Are you somebody who usually writes? Are you in the process of writing a book? Are you in the process of, do you write a journal? Do you write letters to somebody? I just keep seeing words on a paper that it's going to help you in this healing process because you are at a complete loss right now. And I get that you're just so depressed and heartbroken and you feel completely cut off from things. um, but you're not cut off and you're not isolated, and in fact you're getting a message right now that you're taken care of. I'm hearing the word lilac and lavender, and like the smell of lavender is coming to my nostrils. Just like this fresh, like light smell, this floral smell. I don't know what that if that means anything to you, whoever's watching, but this was really different from the other readings, the other piles. I'm going to, did I take a picture of this? I think I did. I'm just going to check if I took a picture. I'm so sorry. Um, I did because I want you to see the pile. There is definitely an angel looking over you. She, it is a woman. She is holding you. She is seeing you suffering, and she just did not know how, she didn't know how bad it was for you. And she sees you now, and she wants you to feel fully seen and to know that you're being guided out and that you're not alone right now and that you have the strength, whether you think you do or not, is irrelevant. You must forget how you feel about it and do the right thing to survive right now. And that is emotional survival. It is time for you to reach out and seek help. And it's not like just therapy or whatever. It is just really reaching out to your resources, because you're not alone. Wow, that was heavy. I am going to do a Lenormand spread for you as well. And I want to ask if you're getting a message from somebody who has passed away. Am I channeling a message from somebody who has passed away? Yes, I am. I get that I am. But what are they trying to tell you? What are they trying to tell you? Was it a best friend? What is it? A sister? Best friend? A close friend? A grandmother? What are they trying to tell you? Am I getting a message from somebody who has passed on? This is supposed to be a love spread, but that still counts, right? Like, this is love for somebody, and this is darkness in your relationship, and this is an ancestor coming through to talk to you about your relationship and to tell you that you don't have to stay in something that is not, that does not acknowledge your worth. I'm here and you're not alone, and you don't have to fear being alone, and you don't have to fear being rejected because you have been spoken and chosen. And like, that's, it's important for you to know that. Go where you are celebrated. Mm. It is a message. It is absolutely a message that is flowing through. It is an elder. There is somebody coming through to guide you, and they have a swift message about the how unhealthy or how burdensome or how heavy your relationship might be right now, and you're not imagining it. There was a little bit of deceit in your relationship, but there's also this fear that you're very codependent because you are very afraid of really being alone and standing on your own, and you're fully capable of that. So it's funny because we don't, in Lenormand, you have the woman and the man, and then you have the person, and like, we don't have a woman or man, we have the person. And so this person has a message to you that's flowing, and they come in good nature to tell you about somebody who might be deceitful. And this is a powerful person who really has your best interest in mind. They are an elder. I have the lily over here. This is an elderly, like maybe ancestral person who has a lot of power, who wants to deliver this message to you. And they want you to receive the message quickly about the toxicity of the relationship that you're in, because it is not serving you, and you need somebody to come in and let you know directly, because you're feeling isolated, and they're like, you're not isolated. I have not forgotten about you. Get up and do the right thing for yourself. Nobody's going to come and save you physically. You have to stand up and save yourself. When you begin to help yourself, you begin to be helped as well. Wow. Okay. I hope that resonates with you, because that is a powerful message that is trying to come through to you. So if you picked pile one and it hit and it resonated, this is a message for you. This is a message about somebody is trying to tell you that you are not alone. So you don't have to be afraid of stepping out on your own, because you will always be guided by your ancestors, guided by spirit. Okay. I want to send you so much love right now, and so much hugs and so much energy to you. You are capable. Your ancestors will strengthen you along the way. Your spirit guides, whatever it is that you're praying to or believing in, they want to strengthen you along the way and reassure you that it is the right measure. You do not have to be afraid, that they are guiding you, that they are there with you. Wow. All right. Well, I thank you so much for tuning in. If this resonated with you, please feel free to share, like, or subscribe, or message me if you want a private reading. If you want to do a one-on-one, please feel free to message me on my Instagram, which is in the description box, but in case you don't get down there, it's sasha.pez, SASHA.PEZ on Instagram. And we can set up a reading for you if that is something that interests you. Okay? Take care. I am sending you so many blessings. Thank you so much. Bye.